Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. This is Lenore, and I'm going to be reading your horoscope for Leo today. And if Leo happens to be your solar, lunar, ascending / rising sign, then this is a message for you. I would go ahead and tell you that if you want a more full picture of the things that might be going on in your life, go ahead and look at the other videos that are your signs that are in those positions as well. So like for me, I am a solar Virgo. I'm a, oh my goodness, Aquarius. Aquarius moon and a Capricorn rising. Okay, so I would watch all three of those videos and kind of get like, little tidbits of the messages, and they all kind of go together into a more full vision of what is happening. Okay, so we're going to go ahead. I'm going to turn the cup 3 times counterclockwise. I'm going to tap it 3 times. Then I'm going to lift and see what the tea leaves have in store for us. 1. You might hear me counting sometimes. And that's because I have a 2-year-old, 2.5-year-old, and we are counting everything in our house constantly. So I'm just kind of in the habit. We're just trying to get her to, get into that counting mindset. All right, and learn her numbers. Let's see here. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and kind of turn this. This is a nice cup, Leo. Looks like we have a couple really nice formations that I see right off the bat. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start with this one right in the center. Now, usually the center is the area of the cup that I would say is directly related to who I'm reading to. It usually is like a scenario you're in, or maybe an aspect of your current personality or disposition. Okay. In this reading, though, I'm already getting this. I'm getting this feeling that this is not you, but this is an energy that has come into your life. And we're going to have to look a little more to see if this is an actual person or if this is just kind of like an archetype that has been activated. Okay, so what I am seeing is a siren, which usually people kind of envision this, like a half mermaid, half human, or, half fish, half human, mythological being or whatever. But really, traditionally, the siren is a half bird, half feminine being, okay? And you see that in Greek mythology, Slavic mythology, and just in other Eastern European mythologies into the East. Okay, so we all know that a siren is a being that, notoriously would sing these beautiful songs, and they would lure sailors into parts up to the cliffs, or they would sail into rocky, shallow water, or whatever the situation was, it was going to lead them to their ruin, basically, and probably their death. And they would be just so entranced by this beautiful music that the siren was singing that they couldn't help themselves, even if they, knew it was going to probably be their end. But also, and we'll kind of look a little bit more what this particular formation which side of this it lands on, but the siren was also believed to be a manifestation of a dead soul. So this could be kind of tied to this, and this is in many cultures all over the whole, the whole world. This belief that when certain kinds of birds visit you, that is a dead loved one coming to see you, check on you, or some kind of premonition, right? So for me, when I see crows or ravens, I think of my father. I don't exactly know where that connection started for me, but especially like when I'm traveling, like on road trips, or even just there are a lot of a lot of crows where I live. When I see them, I know that I'm safe, especially if they're just kind of like sitting out on a fence by themselves, as I drive by. So now in your life right now, Leo, it's hard for me to say. Is there some type of person coming in that is just really has you hypnotized? Or do you have somebody who is coming to visit you? Is this an elder? Is this an ancestor? Is this somebody you've lost recently, checking in on you? I think that we should kind of turn the cup and look a little bit more, see if we can get any more clarity about that, because those are, two very different scenarios, right? And sometimes in cups, I've seen it where they mean both things. You have both situations happening, and, sometimes life is just like that. We have a lot going on. So let's go ahead. And now I find this one really interesting here. I see kind of a maiden, a feminine, human figure, but then I see this smaller figure here that looks like it's very tiny compared to this siren figure, but it's holding a sword towards it. Okay, so it looks like this little figure is trying to stand up to the siren, and I get the feeling that this kind of is almost like a middle goddess motherly archetype here. A youthful mother, though. And so when I see these two things together, I wonder if this is not somebody who has come into your life that your family is warning you against, and you are just really, in the throes of, a passionate kind of love, and the people around you maybe think that this person has ulterior motives, okay, and that they're maybe taking advantage of you, Leo. And it seems like even your mother is just not happy with it. Or whatever motherly figure you have is telling you that this is not the one for you. And let's see, I really think that with this small figure, I'm thinking that you are just having a really hard time. And I think that you probably know that this person is not right for you and not good for you, and that your life with them has probably become somewhat chaotic, unmanageable. You have been thrown off your path that you were on. Maybe things are kind of falling apart a little bit for you. But I think that you're having a really hard time standing up to yourself and to this person. And I don't know that you even really want to. I think a very small part of you wants to, but I think the larger part of you is really invested in this person already. Okay, and let's see. I'm going to go ahead and turn this because this is kind of a difficult read already. Let's see. I don't want to... Okay, so this is interesting. I'm seeing a dragon here and I see a candle here. So when I see a candle, that is, a symbol of illumination. Often in a dark night of the soul, when you've had difficult times, when you are going through depressive states, difficulties, transitions that have left you feeling hopeless, maybe lonely, alienated, isolated, all those kinds of things. This candle is that kind of little hope, the little light in the dark that is an indicator to me that you're coming out of this difficulty. Okay, this one, it looks almost like, it's interesting because it looks like the little flame is being blown to the side, and then there's this dragon here. Okay, and it seems to me that this is a past thing, and I think that really what the feeling that I'm getting is that old things that were probably old behaviors that were going on in your life previous to this, you had a period of stability. There are old behaviors that are coming up again. I think that you maybe are somebody who is a little codependent sometimes. And I think that you tend to really just lose yourself in your relationships. I think that you maybe lend a lot of your power to the person that you align yourself with. Okay, and I'm not one to judge any kind of configuration of relationship. For some people, somewhat codependent relationships work. Okay, and I'm not an absolutist about anything, but when you get into a situation where somebody isn't, you have to be very dependent on somebody and them to be dependent on you. You have to have like this desire for mutual success, mutual evolution, growth, well-being, all of that. Okay. And I feel like, you're attracted to people who don't treat you well. I think that you feel like you sometimes kind of score a relationship with somebody who is maybe how you perceive them to be out of your league, so to speak, and feel very lucky to be with them, but they don't treat you well, and it doesn't seem like they're very nice, at least in this situation. It's not a very nice person. And I feel like in this situation, you are kind of falling out with your family a little bit. You are seeing them less. And I think that your people are worried about you. I think this is I feel that you're aware that you're getting back into this place, but it's almost kind of like an addiction where you don't seem to care that much, that some of the hard work you've done and getting your life to where you want it to be, that stuff's falling apart. Okay. And I see this, I'm seeing here this kind of horseman with a mask on, and I think that this is just, I think that it's a little bit of an ominous symbol. I'm not going to say this is like death, but there's some kind of element of defeat happening in you. I feel like you have surrendered some very important parts of yourself to be in this relationship, and I don't think it feels that good to you. I don't think the good outweighs the bad, but I feel that you um, just, I don't know if you know how to exit the situation. I don't know that you even want to. I feel like strangely it's like you feel lucky that you're even in this place with this person, that they're even willing to be with you. But it's funny because um, it seems like they're lucky to be with you, kind of thing. And I think that there's like kind of this lapse in self awareness happening. And I see these just kind of little fragments here that are in the higher realms of psyche and metaphysics and spirituality. And I see that they're there, and I think that you're very in touch with that part of yourself. But I think that in this situation, you've given up that relationship with your higher consciousness, with your guardian angel, with your daemon, or whatever what's the word, channel to like the cosmic and divine, that you, however you see that, you are not tuned into that. I think you're very much wrapped up more in worldly things right now. And listen, that's okay. We all go through phases where we're not doing as much interior work, we're not doing as much spiritual work, we're not thinking about God things or divine things or whatever, alchemical things, or esoteric things. But the problem happens when you get so wrapped up in somebody in your relationship that you neglect the work that you've worked so hard to do. Okay. And it really seems like people are worried about you. It seems like this, and I'm going to come back to this siren image here and just show that there's just this, like, it looks like, these figures have been torn apart and are falling like ashes, little fragments and crumbs just kind of falling out of the claws of this being here. And I think that it really seems like this is kind of tearing up your life a bit. Okay, but interestingly, up here I'm seeing this, it looks like a humanoid being, but it has a mask on. It almost kind of looks like maybe a dog or a fox, but it looks like it's also kind of playing music. Okay, and I'm gonna say that this is some kind of it looks like some kind of holy man, maybe some kind of shaman, or highly initiated priest, hierophant, something like that. Okay, but I see that over in this position here, over the head of this siren figure, I think that you are being watched over for sure. And I think that it's interesting because it looks like it's kind of calling to this little, it looks like a rabbit that's running towards it. Okay, so I think that definitely, and I'm trying to see what this looks like, but I see this little rabbit and I see this kind of shaman figure, and I think that these are indicators that you will remember yourself. And there's definitely parts of you, there are intelligences that are involved in your life on a spiritual level that are looking out for you, are trying to keep you anchored to this more important stuff that is going on, has been going on, and this more base reality, maybe amorous stuff, that you've kind of got yourself wrapped up in. I don't think it's gonna last for very long. Okay, I don't I don't know how long, because the figure is very large. So it really has just taken over the majority of your time and energy, I think. But I think that, there are things working in your favor to kind of help you get out of this situation and maybe, help you decompress, deprogram, and get back on course. And, you might be hearing this and thinking, this doesn't make any sense to me, but you could be really in it with this person. If there are people in your life that really, are telling you that they're worried about your relationship, or like maybe how how you've been acting, or you're really just not interacting the way that you used to with the people that you care about, because you're all about this relationship, and they're kind of, adding to this isolation from your important people. When you're in that, it's hard to it's hard to see, that it really is that, it's that striking to people. And why would people be so worried? I'm just in love, I'm having fun, I'm really into this person, I want to spend a lot of time with them. But, when you start neglecting aspects of your life, and your personality starts to change, and we all know people that are addicted, or are addicted to relationships, or their relationship, and they almost become really just like different people, right? And just very neglectful of the stuff that they really cared about. And I've been there, and I understand. I understand both sides of it, being the spectator and watching that happen to people, and being the one that has been in an unhealthy relationship where I was willing to, really just not take care of myself or the things that I cared about, to uphold this relationship that was not healthy for me. So, if you're hearing this and that all kind of resonates, I just want you to know that, there are unseen things really pulling for you, and your family really, really cares for you. And, I don't think that they're going to give up on you. And I think that this maybe is, even if it's just like low key, has been a pattern for you in your relationships previous to this one. So I don't think it's some out of the blue, has never been, the kind of thing that you've done before. I think that you've been through something similar to this before. I think this one is maybe a little even more prominent, but, I see that in the future, not in the far off future, that things are going to be shifting. And let's see, I want to take a look at this saucer here. Okay. So I see 5 and a 3 as a really prominent number, and then a 1. So I think that in the next, in the next 5 weeks, things are really going to come to a head with people in your life. And I think that really makes sense with like the holidays coming up, and there's a lot more pressure to be interacting with your family and friends. And I think that they're really going to let you know how they feel, okay? And then I think in the next, 3 months, this is really going to be something that you're going to be struggling with a bit. I think that, it's not all bad with this person that you're with, but I think it's going to become, the illusion is going to start to fall away, okay, in the next 3 months. And I think it's going to take probably after that about a year for you to recover fully from everything. I think that, you know, it's going to be a little bit of a process, but you're going to be okay, and I think you'll be better for it. I don't see this relationship really working out forever. And, you know, I think just the nature of the person that you're dealing with here, you just need to be careful and guarded, especially, you know, mind, body, soul, but also financially, and with your property. And, you know, I think that, I get the feeling that your people, your family, your friends, your coworkers, you know, your acquaintances and stuff, nobody's going to hold this against you. They see what's going on. And, you know, I don't, like I said, I think this is almost a bit of a, this is a bit of a kind of theme that's gone on in your life. You are attracted to these kinds of people who are very controlling and codependent, okay? And I think that, you know, I can see that this is, on the upside of it, I think that this is going to be a good learning experience for you. And I think that, you know, anytime we are going through something terrible, it is an opportunity for us to learn to break cycles in our life, right? And to do better in the future. So, yeah, I think that's the message I have for you. I'm sorry it wasn't a better one, Leo, but, you know, I think this is something that you really needed to hear. And, you know, if you have anything, any input, or if this resonated with you and you want to talk about it, go ahead and leave a comment. I'd also like you to subscribe and hit the like button, because that really helps me out. It helps me out with the algorithm. And I just really, you know, I really appreciate any kind of interaction. I like to know how I'm doing. So, okay. You can go ahead and find me on Facebook as well. You can find me on Instagram, Ula of the Tea. If you're interested in a personal reading, in the description is my email, and you can message me and we will figure that out together, how we're going to do that. And what else? Yeah, I think that's it. I think I just, you know, I want to let you know, I'm so honored to be able to bring these messages to you and to spend this time with you. Okay, thank you so much, Leo. I come back in about 10 days and I will have another Leo video for you. Thanks so much.